Welcome to Worlds Collide, the wrestling card podcast for wrestling fans by wrestling fans, featuring Tony Vella from WrestlingTradingCards.com.
This is like a stock market.
And Zhan Morning from Wrestling with Cards on YouTube. And I'm not saying there's a right or wrong answer, I'm just posing the question. Join them as they navigate the world of wrestling cards, helping you build a bigger and better collection and making some money along the way. What's up, wrestling fans? Welcome to Worlds Collide, getting the title right once again. So professional.
I love the professionalism you have here, sir. You have so many things that you do. It's amazing you remember any of them.
I'm getting better at it, getting in the swing of things. But speaking of getting in the swing of things, we got something new tonight, a roundtable discussion with some different topics. Tony, I'm going to skip over you for now. Let's introduce our guests. Rob, go ahead, introduce yourself. As if you need an introduction.
Well, thank you for that.
But this guy's on the Mount Rushmore, for crying out loud.
I don't know. I might have to change my name to the Vintage Wrestling Card King, because he's bringing up all these modern topics on me outside of the one today. But Rob England, Wrestling Card King here, and just really happy to be with you guys tonight and just see what we have in store.
It's going to be interesting. Aaron, welcome to the show. Your first time.
Hello, gentlemen. Excellent to finally meet you guys. I'm a wrestling card collector, and after a recent episode that Zhan did on social media, I decided to hop on to Twitter with a collecting presence, and now I've hooked up with you guys. So
look at us. We're creating people. We're making people create Twitter accounts now. We got Chuckster, who never had one. Now we got Aaron. Hey, even Rob didn't have a Twitter account when we started doing it, I don't think.
I was late to the game. I started late November.
See, we're getting people to join Twitter. It seems to be where all the action is recently for when it comes to social media. Twitter seems to be like the number one place where most of the heavy hitter card collectors are at.
And the best discussions.
Yeah, really. It's strange, like as opposed to Facebook or Instagram, I guess. But I mean, it's just Twitter seems to be like that's the place to be.
Absolutely, 100%.
I agree, and it's great to know that our content is helping people just like take that leap, whether it's getting into a specific card, spending the money, or creating an account. It's working.
I love it.
Good job, Tony.
No, good job, Zhan.
All right, so for everybody listening, we're just going to do roundtable. We've each picked a topic that has something to do with wrestling cards, and it's kind of all over the place. We're going to each start with the topic, and then everyone's just going to give their opinions, thoughts, information, whatever, and then we'll just kind of go around the horn and kind of chime in. So Rob, we're going to let you kick things off.
All right. So last week I sent a message to Zhan and said I was really excited and I wanted to speak about the 1981 Poppy Hulk Hogan wrestling card.
Ooh, one of the holy grails out there.
Yep.
Yes, absolutely. So it was about 7-8 years ago, and I was searching and I saw the header card for Hulk Hogan and an image on the internet, and I figured that I needed to find one, and of course went through Google searches and all of that, and I located a Hulk Hogan figure with the header card, and I was able to purchase that, and that was $600. So that was a real good, I felt, real fair purchase. And me being a card guy and no poppies had ever been graded, I did the deed and I ripped that thing out of the package, which is now probably people think I'm certifiably nuts. But so I got my Hogan. I had actually purchased other figures prior to that. Andre the Giant, Abdullah the Butcher, and what I noticed was that you got 8 cards per pack. And I ended up ripping at least 7 figures, which I'm sure the figure guys are going to kill me. Yes. I never got a Hulk Hogan. And so the math wasn't making sense to me. I was like, something's wrong here. And I also noticed that I never had pulled a Harley race either. So that kind of got me thinking that these two guys are short prints. So I was able to put together a set and work with PSA. Maybe I worked with Tony to post the poppies on his site, or Steve.
I think that's where we got it from. I think we got it from originally. I think we got it from Steve from Vintage. Yeah.
Yeah. So once we got the set recognized, I sent my Hulk Hogan in and I got it graded. I got a PSA 7 at the time, and that was just out of the package. And being the header card, it's going to be more susceptible to corner damage because it's not going to be within the stack of cards. So I think it's going to be really hard to find a Hulk Hogan in a 9 or a 10. I think at 8, there's 3 8s out there right now. There's 2 7s. And recently I was able to get a PSA DNA 5 with the Gem Mint Auto. So nice. Even after all this time, 7 years into this, there's still only 6 PSA graded Poppy Hulk Hogans. And I could say
you probably have at least over half of them.
So I have half of them. There's only 3 others in slabs out there. So I don't know if I held it up there long enough, but which one do you want first? But
hey, just so you know, my birthday's in October.
All right. So what I was really excited about was recently, I think what took the wrestling card community by storm within this last year is when the 1982 All-Stars Hogan 9, first it went off for $20,000, the graded version.
Mm-hmm.
That was autographed, right? And then months later it came out and it went for $36,000 in a PSA DNA 9. And I think, it's fair to say that even a 9 at the time wouldn't have reached those heights. And in the last year, I've been sitting on 4 of these Hogans, and my quest was to get one of these signed. But being here in Northern California, thinking that, having to work with the beat shop and send it in the mail and cross my fingers, it was just a whole, I was like, I have to be pretty brave or stupid or a combination of both to make this happen. And how am I going to do this? This is the holy grail, to get this signed. But it just so happened that my work took me to Orlando, and I worked with my company, and I said, can you extend my stay an extra day, and I'll pay for the hotel, the rental car. Got a little side business to go to. I connected with Ron, and I drove out to Clearwater, and I had a whole stack of Hulk Hogan cards, and we made a deal. He was actually going to run and get Hogan to sign it, and I was just going to chill out in Clearwater for a few hours. And Hogan was busy with his wife. It didn't happen. And so I ended up leaving 2 poppies, a bunch of Scanlon Hogans, 16 cards there with him. And so I figured
that's pretty brave in itself too, leaving it with someone else to kind of having to manage your stuff.
Especially those.
Yeah, cards. I thought I was crazy, but I was like, sometimes you have to do little crazy things to make big moves. And I left it there. So it worked out great. We actually selected the pins to use on the cards and told him to make sure that he used a fresh pen, and he overnighted them to me, and I got them back, and I'm just really thrilled. I have a lot of wrestling cards, but I have to say is when I looked at that and had it in hand, it was just one of those, I was really in awe of once I had that signed Hogan. And if anyone follows Hogan on Facebook, what was really interesting is it featured him going to his storage unit, and he was talking about the Japanese rookie of his, and he was going to go look for one of those Poppy wrestling cards. And I would be willing to venture he probably didn't find one.
Probably not.
I know I've talked to David Peck about this, and we've just kind of ran some numbers and of which ones that we know that are out there. And we have about 14 or 15 known copies of the Poppy Hogan, which is really incredible for a megastar like Hulk, and to have such few known copies out there.
Why do you think that is?
It's wrestling.
Well, I mean, of him. I mean, it's still, he's pulling, like, why would you think that by your math, Hogan's going to be a short print and Harley Race is going to be a short print out of that release? Why do you think that is for those two?
I think generally when those things happen, it's a licensing issue. I know that David Peck thought that perhaps Vern Gagne wanted some of the Hulk's money for his
could be
for his work there overseas and licensing, and perhaps they ended up pulling it due to those issues. But it's very clear because of the 10 Poppy figures, Hulk is the only one that doesn't have the header card. Always. So you either have a Hulk Hogan card, which may have been an early release, but then afterwards you also see a Mil Mascaris. So it makes no sense to have a header card of a different wrestler, but that's what you see with that figure. And he's not in.
Do all the other figures, like for Butcher and Evan, does the header card match the figure?
All of them do,
except that one. Gotcha.
Doesn't David have one of the header ones that matches, that's signed on the back?
He does, and that's what makes it spectacular for even the figure collector, because someone could say, I have a Hulk Hogan Poppy, but yet you have the Mil Mascaris card.
Yeah.
Right.
Plus another thing that could also lead to the small amount of them existing, just could be what it's from a toy. You know, usually if you're buying a toy, you want the toy, so you rip that thing open and you throw out the garbage, and who knows where the trading card ends up. So you know, I think a lot of that happened with the ECW cards and other figure cards like that as well. So
could very well.
And I think that's what makes it so great right now, because you have competition between card collectors and figure collectors.
Yep.
That's
both wanting the same thing. So it's a perfect storm.
That's very true.
That's an amazing story, though. So as we sink that in, Tony, you got any comments?
No, I mean, I've only learned about these cards. I think I learned about them from Vintage Archive, and that's predominantly been supplied information by Rob here. So, you know, been doing our own homework, coming up on Google and finding images like that. But I didn't know that was the short print card. So that's something new I'm learning today. I was speaking of short print, and Harley Race, as a matter of fact, being a short print.
See, this is my old list. I tried to get the sequencing down when I would rip a package.
Oh, interesting.
That's smart.
Just trying to do some math. And,
yeah, there you go.
But I was striking out. So
yeah, it's a cool card set. You know, that again, it's also Japanese card stuff, so it's not something I wasn't really at my wheelhouse to begin with. So I'm just in the last maybe 5 to 10 years, I really started getting into a little bit of Japanese card stuff. So knowing some of that is a learning experience for me right now. But I think it started with that Poppy.
The Japanese stuff has really exploded.
Yep.
As people wanted to get more short printed cards or more limited supply cards, or
they're looking for those, you know, first on card types. They're looking for, like, you know, RVD's card, you know, back then, or, you know, Steiner. They're looking for American wrestlers mostly that were part of that, you know, in the 90s stuff. You know, I see a lot of that really kind of exploding right now.
Yep.
It absolutely is. And I always like the unusual stuff, just the real, true rarities.
Yep. I just like the information.
Aaron, what do you got on this card?
I want the cards.
What we got?
Oh, on the Poppies, well, yeah, actually, I wasn't even aware of them until I went over the show notes for the episode, and I did a little research on them, and yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous how rare that figure is. I read a post somebody put up about getting one from a friend in package, and you know, they're a very cool style. I like the shape of those figures, but you know, those cards are amazing. I mean, it's such an early appearance of Hulk Hogan. It's in color, full body, no text. You know, if it was a Japanese card, a lot of times you have the Japanese text along the side or bottom, and you know, it's very nice to see such a clean photo of them. And you know, I need to dig into the rest of the set. I wasn't quite aware of how many cards there were, and sounds very interesting.
What about
There's
you,
17
Zhan?
in the set.
I knew
Oh,
there
how
was a
much?
lot, but
17?
I didn't know there was 17. That's a lot more than I thought there was.
Mm.
I can refer to a website to go check that out, by the way.
I don't know,
There's an
Tony.
image
Where
of
would it
Andre
be?
coming over the ropes, which is just a fantastic image. And the people in the stands literally look like ants, which of course is totally
They are.
appropriate.
Right.
They are ants.
I have, let's see, 3 questions for Rob regarding this. Number 1, I'm assuming you're sending this to PSA. If you do, are you going to wait for them to reopen? Or are you doing the current prices? Number 2, what do you think it's going to be at value-wise as far as the grade and money compared to other things we've seen sold? Number 3, and this is my favorite one. Do you think this one is going to surpass the rookie card that everybody determines? Because you guys know how I feel about that. So,
Yep.
All right. Those are loaded questions given me all at once. But I'm going to go for it. So you're going to see that this has already went to PSA.
Oh, you already got it
So
back.
it's
Okay.
a PSA 5 with the Gym Mint Auto. So I paid $300 to get it done and a fast turnaround.
That
And
answers that.
it has been such a journey for me, such a quest. And I didn't want it out of my hands for any longer than just the minimum.
Right.
That's all I really wanted. So I just paid the money to do it.
So
As far as, you know, the overall value, I thought about that. You know, if a guy came to me with, let's say, with $10,000, will you sell me your signed Hogan Poppy for this one? I would say no. It's something that I want to hold on to. It's really a PC item for the Wrestling Card King. And
man, I wish we had sound bits on this show, because it'd be like, you know, everybody's got a price.
I usually go by that motto, but but I did get another one. So I had him sign 2 of them.
Ah, there you go.
Test it out.
So you want to give me 10,000 for this one and it's a little lower grade? Maybe not. But I don't know. I like to have options.
Just from a math perspective, what we've seen the 82 sell for signed, I would think you'd have to put this, you know, way higher than that, just from a rarity.
But I would agree with you on that too. But I don't think enough collectors know about it. That's the problem.
But it's building, though.
It is building, but it's not exploding.
Talk about it now.
It's not exploding as much as, like, say, you know, you guys. I mean, pretty much you know, brought to the public, you know, 97 Panini stickers, you know, and that just that blew up immediately. Like, it didn't take any time for that to blow up. It blew up immediately. These poppies have been sort of kind of known about a little bit now for a couple of years. But, you know, what's it going to take to make that become like bigger than the 82?
I think the one thing that hurts it is that it's so rare, and then you're not going to have comps on sales.
True.
And that's the bottom line. So just need to build awareness. Thankfully, a lot of the wrestling card community is now on Twitter.
Yeah.
And Twitter is really social media on steroids, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to bring awareness to this card. And one of the reasons why I jumped on tonight. So
awesome.
I think it's just a fantastic early Hogan card. And I know that there's a Marusho, which people are familiar with too. Mm-hmm. I had Hulk sign this a couple months ago, and I like it. It has a back, you know, Japanese back and all that. And it came in packs, but there's no known complete checklist. So the grading companies don't recognize this yet. The 82 Cosmos is out there, and
I sent a whole set to PSA.
And it's a great little set, but it's blank back.
Yep. And
I think that takes away a little bit from it of not having biographical information. Like
there's a guy online right now on eBay who's got one of those 82 Hogan Cosmos up there. And he's got one up there. He's asking $100,000 for it. And basically
for 2,000.
But the last one sold, a PSA 6 sold for $8,600 of that Cosmos. And like I said, I just sent mine in. I sent mine in November, so I'm still waiting for it. But you
might get it in November or December.
I might, yeah. But I'm in no hurry. Trust me, I'm in no hurry with it. But it's that guy who puts his up there for $100,000. I mean, he makes no bones about it. He just says in his listing, like, listen, this is part of my private collection. I find this to be the holy grail, blah, blah, blah. And if you really want it more than me, here's my price. That's exactly what he says.
I think that's 100% fair thing.
I do. Totally. Too. Totally.
Yeah. I can't blame him.
No. You guys got anything else?
So there's other ones out there, but the poppy's mine.
Actually, I was just curious. The poppies, are they blank back, or do they have any information?
No, they do have information.
Oh.
And if you go to my Twitter, Wrestling Card K1, I did post a picture with the translation of the Hogan poppy back.
Oh, very interesting. I'll definitely check that out.
Which, by the way, I took that information and I added it to the checklist.
Excellent. Just building up all that information, guys. I love it.
Yep.
All right,
Aaron, a little cliffhanger for the people.
Aaron, you're next. Letting the guests go first. So go ahead with your topic, what you want to talk about.
Oh, sure. Well, really, one of the main focuses on my collection of late has been getting AEW first appearances. Any talent working for them, I don't care if it was a referee or ring announcer, I want them all. And so one of the things that got me started on it was the Leaf 2020 set. And once I seen the checklist for that really I needed to have a Kenny Omega, Cody, Brandy, all these people. So I got involved with some card breaks and acquired a good collection, maybe about 50 cards. And that kind of led me down the rabbit hole. I found the All In set, which personally I feel like that's the cornerstone to your pre-AEW trading card set right there. Is that, I mean, there's some fantastic cards in that. This is one of my favorites. The MJF first appearance there. I got him to sign that at Create a Pro Wrestling here on Long Island. I got a couple from High Spots here signed. And that's one thing I've definitely been looking out for is signed All In cards.
Now, is All In was actually produced by Ring of Honor, wasn't it?
I believe so.
The event, yeah. It was technically, I believe, I mean, it really all encompassing, but I believe the trademark and all that is owned by Ring of Honor.
So that's a card set that if we were going to, like, it's going to be on the site. And I got Chuckster working on that stuff for me right now. So, but that's going to be, if I put a manufacturer on there, it's going to be Ring of Honor.
Well, the funny thing is if you look at the packaging for the set, it doesn't reference any promotion. Even when you look at how Beckett labels it, when you get them encapsulated, it just says 2018 All In. They don't even reference anything else. So I'm not sure. It might just be All In. Again, on the packaging, it doesn't reference any promotions.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. But again, I feel like that's probably a good starting place if you really want to get these first appearances, is that All In set. But then even a lot prior to the genesis of AEW, you have things like the Chikara Pro Wrestling trading card set. That's a set that ran from, I believe, 2006 to 2018. They added a few more at the end there. And you have some great first appearances in there.
I think that once after Brody Lee passed away, people were going after that card in that set.
Yes, absolutely. Thankfully, I got one of those there. And this is a card I love. I mean, he looks, a little different from how you see him later on, but it's just great that it's the only trading card with the name Brody Lee on it. And if you're a fan of his in Dark Order, that's a must-have there. And another great one, if you're a Dark Order fan, is the first appearance of Evil Uno and Grayson here. They used to be Super Smash Brothers, and they were also in that promotion. Eddie Kingston, which is another fantastic first appearance. So I
stumbled across a few of those in storage the other day.
You got to get that storage show going, Tony. I'm telling you, we all want it.
But yeah, no, that's a great set. I was lucky to stumble upon those myself for a decent price, and got stocked up a little bit on the Brody Lees and Eddie Kingstons. But yeah, you even have Chuck Taylor in that set, his first appearance, and
I mean, pretty much all AEW stuff. I mean, for the most part, you're going to be looking for like a lot of indie sets, I think.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
PWG, Shikara, and all that stuff, I would think, right?
Absolutely. PWG has quite a few first appearances. Darby Allin.
Sammy, I think that one too, right?
Yeah, Sammy. Yes, absolutely. He was in the 2017 set. I got his card here. And what I like about PWG is they honored a few old sets there. You know, obviously this looks a lot like that championship marketing set. And then the year before they did the WCW Impel style. And this is a fantastic Cody Rhodes card, in my opinion. Just being the first card he had post WWE. So, you know, if you're player collecting him, I think this is a really good card to have. Nice dividing line between those two eras, you know.
Sure.
They're beautiful looking cards. I believe I had Brian on, the designer of those cards, on as a guest one time. We talked about his designs, and that he was inspired by those old WCW sets, and that's kind of why he did them.
It's a flashback to 1991,
isn't it? Yeah. And it's so weird that we're talking 1991 because that Impel set has come up so much recently. It's unbelievable to me.
From $5 to $75.
Tony, here's proof that they technically are still printing them.
They're
everywhere. They really are.
They really are. It's just it's a very colorful design that still pops. And on one of your episodes, you've been going and talking about that, I think, and how it's just you know, brings out all that stuff from that time frame. Like it just pops. You know, it's just probably one of the most iconic designs, I think. You know.
Oh yeah, it's very early 90s. That's for sure.
I actually have a question I'm going to throw at Rob that has to do with this because it just now popped up. Mm-hmm. So, Rob, you seem to be familiar and you know the stuff that is I'll say the pre, like, okay, we're going to take Hogan. Everybody knows 85 and people just came around on 82, but there's all this other stuff before then. It's all rare, scarce, hard to find, condition sensitive compared to some of the other modern stuff that we see released with Topps products with Hogan in the WWF. So what do you think? And this has nothing to do with actually AEW. This is more of like a philosophy standpoint. What do you think people are going to look to for AEW stars? Do you think they're going to be like vintage where they're going for that pre-85 stuff like we do with Hogan? Or do you think they're going to more gravitate to the modern stuff just when talking about these AEW and the All-In set?
What I would be doing is I would be going for the first appearances, the earliest stuff I could find, period. Okay. That's just what I prefer. Absolutely.
That's been thrown around a lot on Twitter and on other shows. Like, you know, what are people going to want? Are they going to want the first AEW appearance with potentially a rookie card logo? Will they want what Aaron was talking about, the first appearances? You know, it's just an interesting discussion.
And some of that has came out with MMA as well. When you look at some of the MMA stars in the BBM Japanese sets or other Japanese sets, the Pride sets before UFC got that license. And those are the type of cards that I would gravitate to and getting some of those first appearances that are out there.
It's good stuff. Good point.
Tony, Aaron, you guys got anything else?
I want more information on these AEW cards.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Who doesn't?
We got to keep hitting up Tony Khan every week, and
every once in a while, I troll him every once in a while. I'm trolling.
I caught that recently, actually. I got in on it a little bit, but Yeah, no, we should be getting something soon. But yeah, for some reason I'm a little burnt out on WWE as it is, and getting burnt out on the Topps product. And I really think that AEW can shake things up a little bit. And plus, yeah, these first appearances, collecting them relit the fire again. So
it's kind of like
out there collecting.
That's why Chuckster stopped doing. I think Chuckster kind of only does like base sets now for WWE product because he has more of a thrill of finding some of those harder to find, and it's complete. Independent stuff is like you buy a set and you're done. You don't have to really go out and look at break open a box. Oh, I didn't make a set. Got to go buy singles now. And It's just your one set. You're done.
Well, and I
so
will
are
say
you
too,
going to focus solely on AEW cards, or will you pick up some WWE cards? So what's your philosophy going forward?
I think it will be a little more casual with other things. I mean, I still casually try and find NWA super cards. I really love a lot of vintage stuff from my childhood or before. One of the things that I was happy to pick up was I pulled out of a pack one of the number 17 Sting cards.
nice.
From that set, and I've got maybe roughly about half and a pile of duplicates. And yeah, once in a while, whenever I see a lot or a pack for a good price, I snag those. But
hit me up. I've got a bunch of singles.
Mine. But I still love vintage a lot. But I think it will play a back role to take a back seat to the AEW content coming out.
So you would say that with AEW stuff, you're going all in on it.
And my wallet's going to be all out.
All in.
Be all empty.
Exactly.
Cool.
All right, Tony, I'll give you the floor next with your topic.
Mine is I'm still learning, by the way. I've got Topps digital stuff. Late last year, I did an interview with someone who was kind of educating me on about digital cards. And I just couldn't wrap my head around that. Like, I can own cards that I can't physically touch and hold and smell and do whatever obscene things I want with it. I can't do anything with it. I don't get it. So it just didn't register with me. And then maybe not even a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, I said, what the hell? I'll download this Topps digital, Topps Slam 21. I'm freaking addicted to it now. I play it every day. It's open on my phone right now as I speak. It's been open the whole time. Like, oh, that's available. I got a refresh on coins. I can buy that pack. I can buy this pack. And it has almost everything you can possibly do with real cards in digital form. Like it looks like you're tearing open a pack and the cards come out. You get to go shuffle through it and like you never know what's coming next. And like, oh my God, I got an autograph card. And like, it's just, I'm addicted to it, man. And I love it. And it's a form of collecting. I don't have to worry about conditions. Everything's mint. And I can look at my collection anytime I want on my phone. It's just, I'm loving it. And I'm just learning more and more about it. And I'm looking to talk to someone this week, actually, to kind of educate me more about how to increase my rating score and this, that, and the other. And how's it, you get this and I can't get, there's so much to learn about it and I'm loving it. Anybody here like the stuff at all? Just me?
I definitely have thoughts because I have a lot of experience with it, but I'll let either of you guys, you got anything?
Like I would totally like ask Rob, like this is like if Rob and I hung out together every day and this is a conversation I'm never going to bring up to Rob because he's my friend and all, but he doesn't give a crap about this stuff.
Which is okay. But
mind blown, by the way.
Yeah.
But to each their own. That's a rabbit hole that I haven't went down.
What if they like came across a part like, you know what? We're going to make some cool, unique looking vintage style type digital cards like that. Doesn't appeal to you still?
That's not me, I don't think. Although the appeal of not having to pay PSA
there you
$20 a card, wait for a year to get it back. That's appealing, right?
But here's the thing. It's like you say there's probably, you can say PSA is something different. It's great. But what's amazing to me is I go on eBay and I see people actually selling their cards from their app. They're selling their cards on their app. Then they communicate with each other And then they go, oh, okay, so you bought my card for X amount of dollars. I will now send it to you in the trade when you can trade, and do it that way. It's like you can actually sell your cards this way. It's like, this is weird. This is so weird to me, but I'm loving it.
Something about my personality is I'm the last one to embrace technology.
No, I think
my friends had a cell phone and they're like, Rob, you need to get one. And I was like, why? So to think about digital cards and that leap.
Yeah. The fact that we've even got them on camera here on Zoom is amazing, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
For work, I have to embrace it, but yeah.
What about you, Aaron? Like, have you even dipped your toes into any of the digital stuff at all? Well, I don't know of anything else. Is it just Topps that does digital cards?
I know that some other brands have e-pack. I think Goodwin Champions, maybe something like that. But it's something I kind of resisted for a while. Also I love actually holding a card in my hand and everything about that. And then also on the flip side, very much into cryptocurrency. So NFTs were on my radar early.
Yeah.
And something about the permission to ownership like that, it does make it feel a little more tangible, or like you own it,
Sure.
But because of going over the show notes, I was like, well, I got to give a review of this Top Slam app. Downloaded it, and I hate to say it, I'm addicted. Same with you, man. It's not something I likely will ever spend a dime on, to be honest. The amount of free coins and free packs. And
to date, I've spent $10 to date on buying stuff. Otherwise, I'd say, and I have over 3,600 cards in my collection right now. And
your rating is that? I remember.
Am I rating? No, but my rating's only 1.2.
That's insane. I'm at like 80 or something, and I started 2 days ago.
What do you do? I mean, I think you get more from doing trades, which I don't do a whole lot. Although I just got a trade offer while we were talking. It's like that. I went ahead and this person has a 101K trade rating. Oh, Jesus Christ. So I don't understand that aspect. So I'm learning as I go. But I just love the fact that I can go through and thumb through my cards whenever I want to, and it's better than playing Words with Friends.
Oh,
sure. Yeah. I love the experience of, you click on the pack, it opens up. I sort of had this experience with the game Hearthstone by Blizzard Entertainment. They have packs that open in a similar way, a lot of graphics and, explosions to make your dopamine go off.
Yeah.
And, very similar to Top Slam, but, Topps NFTs and Topps Digital, if you're listening, if you get WWE NFTs,
if they do that using this app,
give it to you.
If they do that using this app, I would be all over it, because I just think it's a natural progression to go in that direction. I don't understand why they just wouldn't do it. I mean, I love certain cards, like they have, like, you can get like this Piper one, like that's autographed by Piper, and it's just, if they made that into an NFT, I'd be all over that. I mean, I could totally see that. I'm sure, like they did with their basketball, they probably, or what's it, basketball? No, their baseball they did. I'm sure it'll be like a complete nightmare.
On Topps, they released it on Wax blockchain, and I think that's nice about that compared to a lot of artwork NFTs and things on Ethereum, is that you buy a pack for like $5-10. When these projects come out, it's cheap, it's affordable, and you crack it, and you have a good roll of the dice of increasing your value. I mean, most of my Wax NFTs, I've done great with them. So Topps, please get on that. I'm sure they have to wait till their
merger's done.
Their slam contracts to end with WWE and all that, and then to come out with a new deal or something. But
on the flip side of that, it's like, why would WWE even need Topps to do that when they did their own, NFT anyways with Undertaker?
Good call.
Oh man, that $1,000 one, I loved it.
We tried. Zhan and I both tried.
I bought the first night the $100 one, but that $1,000 one, man, that looked like a trading card. It was beautiful.
Full motion, front and back, plays the music. It was like, it was like having like a soundtrack to my trading card.
It was better than the $10,000 and $100,000.
I think so too. Yeah.
It was fantastic.
But I bought night number 1 and night number 2. And
Nice.
I just let it sit and just, hope for the best,
Wait 20 years and, you look back and you're like, I have the first WWE NFTs. It's official. It should do something similar to that 85 top set or any of these early cards someday. I think.
My 2-year-old can benefit from that when I'm long gone.
There you go.
All right, Zhan, what do you got, man?
Real quick, I'm going to touch on your topic.
Oh, that's right.
I've been dabbling with I was about to say my topic, Slam, but the digital app. I've been dabbling with that for since it came out, and I've actually had my account banned from selling. And so I think I've made maybe $30-40 off of it for not very much work. I've not spent a dime on it, but my thing is they've got to get a platform where you can sell. That's it. I'll spend money if you can give me a straightforward platform to buy and sell. It's very easy to do on NBA Top Shot. If they could pull off something for this, like they did that, because that's the problem with NFTs and crypto is the infrastructure. You got to go here to deposit, but then you got to convert to this, but then you can only buy it over. Yeah. I don't want any part of that. So if they could just pile that on into this, make it an easy platform to buy and sell, I'm in. Until they do that, I'm out.
And for those reasons, I'm out. Yeah, because we talked about it before.
Because honestly, for me, I would rather spend my time scrolling through eBay than I would scrolling through those digital cards as of this moment. That's just me.
I think with all the cryptocurrencies they have out there and the different ones they have, we've talked about this before. It's some kind of an app that can kind of harness all my different crypto type stuff I have in there to kind of manage my account better. I would probably be even more intrigued by getting into it. And right now I'm just into what Ethereum's all I'm into right now. That's it. That's all I have. And whatever it was that required me to get the Undertaker card, that's all I was into. So, but I got kind of confusing trying to go all these different apps going like, okay, well, my money's in this over here, but how do I get to it? I have to go over here for this. And I'm like, it's really confusing. So I kind of laid back off that, even though I'm really intrigued by it. I would always do something that was wrestling related, but I just hope that they can kind of make it more easier to understand and to navigate myself and to just want to be involved.
Until they get something like that, it's never going to take the masses.
No.
That is one of the challenges with me and Wax blockchain is that it is a little difficult to acquire Wax. I'm in New York State and they technically don't want you to buy it. So New York has the strictest crypto laws in the country. And, it is a roadblock for people. I mean, if I didn't geek out to that topic already, I probably wouldn't be involved in NFTs. So that really, you kind of got to hold crypto in general to participate in those things, but we'll see where it goes. I'm sure they'll streamline it, make it easier over time. They want your money, so
they'll make it easy.
Exactly.
All right, I'll jump into my topic, which is the final one, and that is the Topps Slam Attacks wrestling cards. It is a card game. And I know we've seen a lot of card games popularity. Obviously, The Rock from the 97 Cardinal, that's a card game. And we've seen the Chromie cards. I'm a huge fan of those. There's a lot of good cards in there. And so we've seen an explosion in wrestling cards out of card games. And so I'm wondering, could this be the next one? Because I think some of the designs and some of the cards that they're coming out with are some of the best things like that. Some of them's better than anything I've seen Topps do. Like, they're going to have in, I believe it's this year's set, they're going to have the relic from the Boneyard match from Undertaker. How cool is that? And they're having parallels and autographs, and sure, it's a gaming card, but I have a feeling, and it could just be me personally. Like, I saw a card today that had John Cena in the NWO gear playing the belt, and I'm like, I got to have it.
Yep.
So I'm wondering if this is going to go from a game to people want to buy this stuff now as a collection. So.
I mean, honestly, I kind of think that's there already. Today, I tried to actually learn how to play Slam Attacks, and I went to YouTube, how do you play Slam Attacks? And it's all videos of unboxings. This is my collection. I have a complete set. And strangely, the only place I could really find any explanation was from a Topps India account they have on YouTube. And
Yes.
it is in English, but it has a strong accent, and it doesn't seem like they want people to play the game. They're just like, buy it, you know, like, and it's a very simple game too. It's almost kind of like a war matching kind of deal.
Yeah.
But,
Defense and offense kind of thing. And
yes,
I see that people, because now that's more, it's way more, it's all modern stuff. So people are speculating, I think, on that because there's a lot of first appearances on those Slam Attacks cards of Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair and things like that. People are looking for that kind of stuff, and it's on Slam Attacks. Like I had so much of that crap laying around.
Luke Harper.
Yep. I have so much of that stuff laying around at one point that I was selling it at a show for like, you know, a quarter a card just to get rid of that stuff, because I'd get it in collections that nobody wanted at the time. And now people are kind of like, wait a second, I can get like a Bray Wyatt, you know, why it's, you know, from back then. I mean, Husky Harris, I'll take it. I'll buy that stuff. And now it's getting popular. Now that actually, like you said, autographs, relics, you know, swatch cards, stuff like that. It's turning into a trading card set.
Yeah.
I think it totally is turning into a trading card set. I see a lot of people, as you were saying, showing off their Charlotte Flair, and you know, I don't even really see it as a game. Of course, I come into it as a trading card and just as a future collectible, but there's a lot of great images on there, and I was just picking up some of them just because they're just so cheap.
I was going to ask you, are you even picking up any modern stuff like that? I was going to ask you if you've been picking up modern stuff like that.
Very limited, but I did pick up just some rocks and was looking into Charlotte and a few of them just as far as a first appearance card.
So something like a Slam Attacks would be appealing to you, because I mean, people would say, "Oh, the Wrestling Card King, you know, he's vintage. He's the definition of vintage." Like, is there something in that would be appealing to you?
I'm sneaking around in the shadows a little bit here and there.
I love it. That's what smart people do.
The problem with me is that I eventually catch up, so I'll probably be collecting Slam Attacks a decade from now. You know, I'm interested in it because it'll be vintage then, right?
It'll be vintage then,
exactly.
Yeah. So will you, but that's okay.
Yeah, one other interesting thing I noticed on this is it seems like everything's out of the UK, which goes to your point, Aaron, about the, you know, people with a strong accent promoting it in India or the UK or all these other countries. Like, I want to say it was like one of the first times I've ever seen Topps Attacks. You could buy the packs like at Target or Walmart. I specifically remember seeing them. But then when they started making, I guess when we had a bigger boom with some of the wrestling talent within the last few years, and then even now, it seems like it's all focused to other countries, which makes it, in my opinion, possibly even more of a kind of chase or collectible for wrestling card fans, because it's not going to be as easy for us to get it. We're going to have to go on eBay.
Because if you watch it in my series that I do from collectors from around the world, so I talked to someone from the UK, I had a guest on from Malaysia, and I had a guest on from Australia. They are in the boat on everything else. It's a flip thing around. So for them, it's hard for them to get actual product released by Topps. So Undisputed, you know, Finest, Chrome, that kind of stuff is expensive and harder for them to get, as opposed to Slam Attacks is available in all their countries. And it's the flip side for us. We got to get stuff mostly that's out of the country, and we have easy access to all the other stuff that's here in the States.
You actually, I wonder what the production run is of those sets.
That's what I want to know too.
Me too.
Yeah. Especially this year's. I mean, this year, I mean, I feel like they really kicked it up a notch with the relics and the signatures and just the basic style of them. They really did kick it up into trading card territory with this year.
Goes to show you how much extra stickers they got laying around.
Yep.
And this is one of the products where I don't mind a sticker auto, because the products in general, like, they're going to have parallels, relics, all that cool stuff, but the entry price is so much cheaper. Than it is. So it's a fun thing if you're a player collector, or if you're looking for those first appearances or some kind of rare, like the Boneyard relic is something I've got to have it. And, or like that John Cena, like, it's not going to cost that much probably, but it's just like, when have you ever seen John Cena in NWO gear? Like, it's so random. Like, I got to have it, and it probably won't cost that much. So the barrier to entry is a lot lower on these than, say, Undisputed, Transcendent, or even now Chrome and Finest is getting up there for, you know, if you see a really cool parallel for a guy, like $30-$40.
Yeah.
What is a hobby box going for about to USD value?
For slam attacks?
Yeah.
I haven't priced them. I've just been looking at eBay singles.
Oh, I see. Gotcha.
Yeah, I haven't looked at any boxes or pack prices at all. I keep looking at, individual stars if I'm interested in something.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. I mean, chances are if you're going for it, it's always better to buy the singles.
I can't imagine it. I mean, it's considered a low end product for them, I think, anyways. It's printed on even I think a lesser type of card stock than what we're used to for Chrome and Finest and Undisputed.
It's a
little thinner. So I think it's a little cheaper on the print runs for that kind of stuff. But I can't imagine, even if you're importing it, it can't be much more than what we're already paying for a Finest set or a Finest box or a Chrome box.
Flip the prices around. You might, right now, I'm just going to pick a single. Let's say you see a single on there you want that's $20. And in the United States, you might pay $5 shipping. In there, you may pay $5 for the card and $20 shipping.
Yep.
Ends up being similar.
Yep.
But something else, Tony, didn't one of your guests say that they sold these things in like the gas stations and the
they don't. Most United States is very unique in that sense that we have a lot of card shows, card shops. Maybe not what we used to in the 80s and 90s, probably, but we still have a lot. Everybody else I talk to from other countries, there's no card shops around them. There's no card shows around them, but they sell these things at grocery stores. Your Walmart type of things, like those similar type of places, like that we would have here, but mostly in grocery stores and like little convenience stores.
Yeah, so maybe it's one of those things that we look at in 20 years and realize that they're harder to find than we thought. That's just kind of my logic. I don't know, but
got to go grocery shopping for the week, get my steaks, get my beers, and get my cards.
Yep.
I think those early years would have a low production run, though. I just think when card sets or games are in other countries are much smaller than the United States. So just by that alone, I think has much lower production run.
I bet you're right. That's absolutely very true.
Great point. Yeah.
Oh, one more thing I'll throw out on these. Rob actually kind of brought it up with the first appearances, and he mentioned the Charlotte. I have one of the Charlottes, and I know a lot of people are going for those rookie cards that have the RC logo on them because, like, that is the Rob and David have clearly pointed out that doesn't matter. It's clearly what the market wants. So just throwing that out there. If somebody's interested and you do find a first appearance, like I know the Alexa Bliss first appearance, her first card that is on that Slam Attacks from several years ago. And people are still looking at some of her other things over that and saying, oh, this is the rookie. This is the rookie. Like, just buy what you want. But I just thought I'd throw that out there too.
Yep.
Oh, so yeah, I was shocked to find how many first appearances from WWE stars were on Slam Attacks as opposed to, your standard trading card. And yeah, I don't know. I always like first appearances, like I know it's always the battle, but if I had to choose between rookie necessarily or first appearance, there is something about that first appearance that I do like.
Buy them all.
Just buy them all.
That too. Absolutely. I agree.
First appearance.
There you go. We started the show with that. We're gonna end the show with that.
That's right.
That says it all. We'll make it around. Rob, tell everybody where they can find you and what you got going on.
Wrestling Card King on Twitter, and just give me a follow, and hopefully I could share something unique with you.
Like you did today.
And Wrestling Card King on eBay as well. So all one word.
Aaron, tell everybody where they can find you and what you got going on.
Absolutely. Well, first off, it was fantastic meeting all you guys. And if anybody else wants to follow me in my collection, you can find me at AEW Card, no S, on Twitter. And I'm the AEW Card guy. Come say hello, like a few posts, give me some comments.
And thanks for coming on. It was nice to have a first appearance. First appearance.
I got to make my trading card now.
That's right.
Yep.
But no, it's been a pleasure. And, thank you for having me.
We'll make him an NFT.
Exactly. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Get Tony, the WTC Zhan. Get the whole get one of everybody going.
Actually, I think the idea of making people's trading cards has been kicked around for a while.
I've heard you guys discuss it a couple times, and
Paul's discussed it. Price Guide Paul and Chuckster and I have talked about it, and they're like, we should just like some of the OGs. We should make some trading cards out of the OGs and stuff like that. So since I'm now in the producing trading card business myself, I just released the Nash one. I just landed my next two people that we're going to be making cards for.
Speaking of that, Tony, go ahead and promote the site. Tell us what's going on with it. And
everything's on WrestlingTradingCards.com. Everything you can possibly find. We're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Discord channel, YouTube. It's all there on WrestlingTradingCards.com. And
I can't wait until the site's back up. I've luckily been able to use the checklist on the back end, but it will be nice to have it all done.
Currently, it's basically two sites right now. There's a site that no one can see with some long string of weird characters. I'm publishing to kind of, see what it looks like. And it's, it's still growing. I'm currently now I think tonight I'll be starting in 2007. So I've got everything from the 1800s up to 2007 done. And it's starting to, when I got to 99, 2000, that's where the explosion of like checklists really became like a thing. Like, oh my God, all these releases are coming out.
So you're not even halfway done if you're at 2007.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm more than halfway done. Yeah, I'm not even. Wait till I get to like
steps out there.
I know, but you know what? I only have to worry about getting to 2014, 15, I think, whatever it was that WTC stopped, putting the checklist before I have to start adding new stuff. And my primary goal is to get indie stuff put up first before all the tops crap and stuff like that. The indie stuff's going to be put up first.
That's what I'm really excited for you, because, if PSA is using your website as a reference for what they can and can't grade, a lot of this indie stuff I'd absolutely love to get in slabs. So that's going to be a huge help.
That's the first thing. And Chuckster's already got the list going already for everything. There's some setbacks, but I'm moving along fine now. I'm devoting a lot of time to it. My wife hates it because I'm up till 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning doing it, and got to be back up at 7 for the kid. But it's got to be done. I'm targeting a June 1st date. That's what my target is. I want to have June 1st before I can relaunch. And it'll still be kind of, crude, but at least it'll be there.
That's Monday, right?
Yep. I know. I know. I'm well aware of it, Rob. Thank you.
But I really do owe you some gratitude, as far as I've got a lot of sets recognized by PSA for the first time. And a lot of that is due to WTC. So
I don't collect as much as you guys do anymore. I dabble here and there, and I used to be a hardcore collector. I'm more about gathering information and archiving information, and so people know what they have, what they're looking for, what does it look like. We know print runs, we know variations, we know this, we know errors. Just get the information out there so people become educated. And that's all WTC really is supposed to be about. And I'm kind of more about that than anything else. I mean, I'm now doing my, my Kurt Angle collection here. So I only have a little bit, of Kurt Angle stuff, but
all it takes is one thing for you to have a collection.
I know. I mean, I'd say everybody collects something, my friend. I just collect lint and cash. Well, you collect something. So, I mean, but it's growing, and I'm just trying to get it done. So we'll see.
Well, guys, thanks for coming on the show, and thanks to everybody that was listening. Make sure to share this show audio, and we're starting to do some video on the YouTube channels now, mine and Tony's. So that will be available if you're not already watching it here. Please subscribe.
Where can they get a hold of you, though, man? You're the only person we haven't.
Lurking in the shadows. I'm following Rob around.
Oh, okay.
No, Zhan Morning on everything, including MySpace and AOL Instant Messenger. I'm still using those. I don't have the flip phone yet. I've still got the messenger system set up.
Okay.
So. We can talk.
Love it.
we can still talk.
All right. Thanks again for everything. Leave us a review. Send us some questions, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Thanks, man. We're out.
Thanks.